Welcome back. If this is the first time you're writing unit tests, the things that we are doing in here with course repository test might be seeming really complex to you. You might not be able to clearly understand what we are doing in here. It might be really making you feel uncomfortable. And that's fine. Actually, the most important thing is unit testing is a very, very important skill. As we move on, unit testing would become a key differentiator between a bad programmer and a good programmer. And that's why we make extensive use of unit testing in our courses. It's not a problem if you're feeling uncomfortable with unit testing right now. What I would assure you is that by the end of this course, you'd be really familiar with unit testing, how to write unit tests, and what are the different complexities that are associated with writing unit tests. So just hang in, try and play around with the unit tests. If the unit tests seem a little complex for you at this point, don't worry. Whatever we are writing in the unit tests, you can also write in the demo application. So you can go here in the demo application, try doing the same thing in here and see the change reflect in the H2 console. So when you run the application, you would see that that specific change would be appearing in your H2 console. When you run the query select start from course in the H2 console, what would happen? The change that you are making would appear. So try and use that to try and get familiar, so you can try and play around changing the run method, trying to play around with the data, try to understand what's happening. And in the meanwhile, over the period of the course, you'd get familiar with unit testing and the whole thing. The thing which I really believe in is the fact that if you are uncomfortable at something, do it 100 times and then you'd really become comfortable with it. Okay, let's end the motivation stuff in here. Let's get back to what we were doing. What we would want to do is we would want to write a unit test for the save method right now. So in the previous step, we wrote a save method. So the save method is going to change the data. So it would dirty the context. So I'll use the same thing as earlier. So delete by ID. Nope. I would want to do a save. So what we would want to do is called repository.save the details of the course. The way we created the save method is that it is going to be able to handle both inserts and the updates, right? So if the ID is null, then it will try to insert, else it tries to update. So in the unit test, what we'll do is we'll try and test the update scenario. So what I'll do is I'll get a course and I'll update the details of it and check the value. So let's first get the course. So I'll use this course itself, find by ID 10001. I have a course details. First, I can check what is the name of the course, right? The name of the course at this point, it should be JPA in 50 steps. That's cool. So we got a course. That's done. Now I would want to update the details of the course. So how do I update the details of the course? Course dot set name. Let's say JPA in 50 steps updated. And I would want to call the repository dot save with course. So before I'm able to check the value, I would want to be able to update that. So now that the update is done, now I would want to check the name of the course. I would want to do a course.getName again and check the value. So I'll say course dot, I'll get it again from the database. So course 1, I'll say course1.getName. It should be JPA in 50 steps updated. What we are doing in here is very simple, right? We are getting the course, checking the details of the course, we are updating the details, and we are doing a save, and we are checking whether that's running fine. So all that is very simple. Right click, run as JUnit test. The test is failing because actually I left last statement in here, so I'll remove that statement. So the test should actually look like this. So get a course, save the change the details, save the course, and check the value is fine. So right click, run as JUnit test. You'd see that the test is succeeding. That's cool. That's very good. Always good to see a green bar. Let's see what is happening in the test. What is happening in the test is first the select query is getting fired. So the select query is getting fired to retrieve the course details, and you can see that the ID which is going in is 10001, right? So after that, we are changing the details. So we are saying JPN 50 steps updated. That's cool, right? So now we are firing an update query to be able to update the details of the course. And then what happens is a select query gets fired again because we are trying to get the details of the course again from the database, and we are actually extracting the new value from the database. So that's pretty cool. We are able to see that that's succeeding. In this step, what we did is we wrote a test for the save method. We wrote a test for the update scenario. So we took the course from the database, we updated the value of the name of the course, and we checked whether that's being saved properly. Until the next step, bye-bye.